a little daunting.
Yeah, so like, okay, they're pretty easy in the sense that if you segregate them into what they are, we're like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. But this is big in grade 11. Big.
Really?
We do this again in the 3U course, right? So here's how I've kind of taught it, right? So I see three different things going on here in part A. I see numbers. Numbers will be in red. Then I see X's. X's are in yellow. And I see Y's.
Okay.
Okay? Don't worry about the mixing of them because you can't do anything. Like, it's not as if you can do anything with the 18 divided by y. It's not happening.
Yeah.
So there's three different things. I see numbers, X's, and Y's, right? And when I see division is what's known as quotient rule. So quotient, that's not it. I'm not going to write that. Is that it? Yuckers. Okay. So
We'll
it's
just say it is.
quotient rule. Let's just say spelling's not my expertise, right?
Yeah.
So it's quotient rule. When you use quotient rule, you subtract the exponent.
Oh, yeah. Just like, okay.
Multiplying is add, right?
Multiplying is add, and
we'll draw lines down the page so we stay within the context.
Oh, that's helpful.
I love this. I just find so many different things about this thing. It's lovely. Okay. So, you can deal with numbers. Numbers are like, you've been dealing with numbers since grade 2. 18 divided by 9.
Oh, 2.
2, right? So that's it.
I knew you were asking me.
So 2, that's coming from the red portion. 18 divided by 2, right? Now the next portion is the yellow. So I've got x, and what do I do with the exponents? I subtract them. -3 minus -2. Right? That's the yellow. And the last part is the y. Y is 4 minus 1. There's a little 1 on the y, right? Right? So if you break it down, like, it's pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? It's what's hard is keeping track of all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Right, so then your final answer is just do the math on the exponents. 2, -3 minus -2 is x to the -1. And 4 minus 1 is just 3, y cubed. Now this question also says express with positive exponents. That's important because I still see a negative. So the one thing that you are allowed to do, I'm gonna put some equal signs down here. Right? Anytime
that's all good.
Yeah, just do the math on it now.
Okay, so I'm just gonna write a little note to myself.
Just do the math on the exponents. Okay?
Just dividing column, just a little note to myself.
Good.
So, -3 minus -2 is going to be -1.
Good.
So, we have 2x -1. Y, 4 minus 1 is then y, 3.
Good. Okay. Now, last part of this question, I see a negative exponent, not allowed. How do you get rid of negative exponents? I know this was your question from the beginning, but anytime you have a negative exponent, do you remember when I told you this and I showed you sine inverse? What was that? That was 1 over sine, right?
Yeah.
Because it's dividing.
So
well, let's say a negative exponent.
Yes.
You bring it to the bottom.
Yeah.
Remember I showed you that last week? That's all that is. You take it. So your final answer is just going to be 2y cubed divided by x to the 1. Anytime you can bring this, you bring it to the denominator. That make sense?
Let me just... So you just divide the whole equation by it?
Not really divided, just you're allowed to take it and physically move it to the bottom because the exponent's negative. Doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 10, right? Like if it's negative, you bring it to the bottom, right? If it's negative in the bottom, you can bring it to the top. You just flip it and it becomes positive or negative, right? It's like the sine inverse thing, or cosine inverse or tan inverse, whatever it is. That's how you get the angles, right? So we said that's your final answer. Right, you're done. There's nothing left to cancel, you know? It's 2y cubed over x. Yeah, if that helps you, we'll just keep doing that, right? So let's, next question. I'll highlight it up. You can segregate it on your page. Do this in one swipe.
Wow, this is way easier than I thought.
Yeah. It's the hard part is there's 5 laws, right? And keeping them. Once you do enough of them, though, like they just stay in your head. Okay.
Okay.
Wanna try B?
Yeah, I'm just doing it too. Okay, so 10 divided by 2 is 5.
Good.
X3 minus 5 is x negative 2.
Good. So you don't even need the step that I'm writing down now, right? That's perfect. Right, so I get 5x3 minus 5, y3 minus 7 minus 3, right?
So y4.
Yeah. So it's 5x to the minus 2, y4. What do we do with the negative?
Bring it to the bottom.
Yeah, so it's 5y4 divided by x squared. Done.
That's so easy.
I know. Next one.
Wow.
Okay, a little bit trickier here, okay?
Oh,
A little bit trickier.
okay.
For the only reason that, let me get rid of that.
The whole thing is cubed.
The whole thing's cubed, so that can mean,
Just threw a curveball in.
yeah, but there's 2 ways to think about it, right? That cubed,
Mm-hmm.
this little thing goes on everything inside the bracket, right? No exceptions. So you're going to get, I could write the next line in a sec, but the cube's going to go on the 3, it's going to go on the negative 1, and it's going to go on the 2. Right? So your next line, it's going to look something like this, okay? Negative 3.
Times.
Not time.
Times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3.
Yeah, okay. So there's 3 negative 3s,
Yeah.
right? So
Which
it's cubed.
9.
Is
Wait,
it?
no. It's 9 times 3 times 3.
Okay, so how about you do the line, we'll write the work, like, remember the first one we did? We wrote all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for the first one so you catch it. And I would actually do it that way every time.
Oh, so
Because
like
you can easily forget something.
negative 3 cubed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll write the line, right? So one of your other exponent laws is when you have exponents raised to exponents, what do?
Add.
That's when
Multiply.
Multiply, yeah. So when you have exponents and then something's higher than the exponent, then you got to multiply it, right?
Yeah.
So I see x to the negative 1. So my next, like the x's are going to be, the negative 1's going to get multiplied by 3. So I'm going to have x to the negative 3, right? And then y squared to the power of 3 is going to be y6.
Okay. And then, so negative 3 times to the power of 3, so.
Just be careful with this one.
Yeah. Times, wait, no. So 3 times 3 times 3. So it goes negative times a negative is a positive
Yes.
times a negative.
Good.
So yes, 27, negative 27.
Yep.
Negative 27. And then x negative 3.
Good.
Y 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, negative 27 y6 all over x cubed. I just gotta write myself down a little note.
Good.
Oh, I'll just do this. So, oh, what is that? X. Wait, what equals division? Is it like subtracting them from each other?
Yes. Yeah. Division. That's what you got here.
Yeah,
That's
but like,
quotient rule.
when do you divide the exponents? Do you never do that?
No.
Okay. So, oh yeah, because x. What about like x3 minus x2?
I think it only works if there's like some form of like it has to be multiply divide. I don't, because then you just add them together, right? You said x3 minus x. No, you wouldn't be able to do that. That'd be like a polynomial.
Oh yeah.
Because you wouldn't add
yeah.
x squared to x, right?
Yeah, because
They're
they're
different.
completely different.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
That's good because that made me think for a second. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It just popped into my head. I was like, "Where's?"
There's one other one though. What's anything to the power of 0 is what?
Oh yeah, 0.
Is it?
It's 1, isn't it?
It's 1. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll use that now. That's the next question. I think there's 5, but I just can't remember the 5th one right now. But that's for the 3u, which I don't think you're going to need for the 2u.
X1 or just 1?
Just 1.
Just
Anything to the power of 0 is just 1. It consumes everything, it just becomes 1. Doesn't matter if it's 1 million x to the 0, it's 1.
Wait, so you completely get rid of the x?
Yep.
Okay.
You think about like what you wrote there, right? So if you wrote, if I were to simplify what you wrote, x cubed to the power of 0, what's the first power law? You got exponents to exponents, so that's going to become x to the 0, because 3 times 0 is
0.
And then x to the 0 is equal to 1.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And the last question on here. I've broken it up for you again.
Okay. So what's the last? Oh wow. Okay. So.
Now, here's what's in my head. I'm checking to make sure that what I'm thinking is correct, but I don't see any addition signs or subtraction signs, right? So this isn't like a normal expansion, right? Where you have like, you know how when I showed you the rainbow thing?
Yes.
You know, like it's not like that, right? Because there's no addition or subtraction in there. It's just two things multiplied together, right? So I have numbers, I have x's, and I have y's. Apply your power laws to each of them, right? So negative 5 times 4 is going to be negative 20, right? Then I'm going to get x squared. I'm adding, right? Because they're multiplied. So it's plus negative 3. And then y0 plus 4, right? So my answer is going to be negative 20, x to the negative 1, y4. Negative 20, y 4 over x.